Today was honestly a really eerie day. Today is Thursday, April 9th, 2026, and we're currently in a position right now where Brand Sharks, our company, is as big as it's been, as strong as it's been, as quality of service as it's been, and we reached a point today where I was like done with work pretty much at 4. And I like really don't know how to feel about that because I'm used to working literally 12, 14, 16, 18 hours every single day. And then some stuff like kind of spilling over into the next day. Excuse me. So it was a little bit weird today, but I think I took really good advantage of it. We ended up having 2 calls in the morning, a coaching call right afterwards, and then I was working on my personal brand, which has been honestly it's been way more difficult than I expected it to be. I think because there's a few different battles that I'm sort of fighting, maybe unnecessarily, where I feel like it has to be perfect because I talk a lot about social media. I coach social media. I run a social media agency. We get our clients incredible results, but I feel like if I'm going to start posting on social media, I got to be hammering out really good results and high quality content as well. So that's one blocker. And number 2 is like, well, I want to make sure that my brand follows the same process that we follow for our clients. So is there tweaks that need to be made to our process as we start to systematize? Like, is this a great way to work through the systematization of the company? And then also like, sometimes I think like, what do I even talk about? I don't want to be one of those like social media gurus that just talks about social media and screams into the echo chamber of what everyone else is talking about when it comes to social media. That's not what I want to do at all. But then again, social media is kind of like my lane. So it's going to be finding a nice balance of like entrepreneurial content. Like this is like the rawest form of documentation I think that there is. Unless I put like a freaking live stream in my room, which I don't know if I'll do. I don't think I'll do that. I don't know why I brought that up. We have like an entrepreneur style content, and then you get the social media content, and then just like testing and figuring out what's working the best is like our methodology as it is. So just trying to kind of fit into that mold, and then also like doing a bit of I'm cool calling it cleanup because like we did a lot of content just to like maximize virality over 2025, and I don't regret any of it. Like it's all on my social media right now, but it's not really in alignment with what we're doing right now as a company. And there's plenty of videos that like didn't pop off that we were really trying to make pop off, and that's part of the game. But there's a lot of like cleanup that has to be done on the accounts, and then I want to fill the pipeline with new content. So I've definitely been slower than I'd like to be when it comes to social media. But it's weird because like I also spent 2.5 hours today on that, didn't make much progress, and spent 2.5 hours on the phone with friends and family. And I'm going to be able to be done with everything at pretty much 8 p.m. So it's a little bit weird of a feeling knowing that we're as big as we've been. Clients have been getting the best results. And I also, like, today was probably the least busy day that I've had on a weekday, maybe since I really can remember. So it's a little bit weird. But nonetheless, I think it is important to fill your cup up when it comes to like being an entrepreneur. I think today I called my dad for like an hour and some change, and then my friend and mentor, Mr. Laban Ditchburn, the world's best courage coach. I was on the phone with him for about an hour and a half just talking. It's always so good to talk with people who you're close with. And I mean, the way I was raised is like I'd rather have a few people that I'm really close with that I take good care of than a bunch of people who I'm not really that close with that you get to talk to every day. So I pretty much talk with the same people all the time, and I think it's awesome. So I did get to do some cup fillage today. Also did a little bit of sales activity this morning, which I thought was pretty cool, like dusting off the cobwebs of the sales brain that was up here from years ago that had to turn into an operator to get this thing to actually run properly, and can't turn off the operator brain right now. So the deep work, as you could say, was personal brand. We did some script assignments as well. Worked on the personal brand and then filled our cup. But one of the things I think could have been more productive today is if I had a more concrete plan. I haven't been doing a good job of setting up my pins the last couple of days. The plan, I've noticed this a couple of times when I've had like extended stretches of time at the apartment where I've started to fatigue the plan later in the week, where like the plan on Monday is locked in and then Monday is executed really well, and then by the time you get to Thursday, Friday, the plan's not really that solid for what should be done on an hour-by-hour basis, and it doesn't end up going the way that we want to. But tomorrow is set up to be a really good day. I just got to go plan out the morning. We've got calls from 10:30 a.m. to 5, I think. We've got 2 hour-long one-on-one scripting blocks with our script writing team, and then we've got 2 executive assistant interviews and then the debrief interview with the team that's placing me, the EA. So excited about that. And then the morning I've got some scripts to write and some scripts to review as well, so it should be pretty straightforward. But nonetheless, super excited. Got our board right here, and yeah, I just want to keep our foot on the gas. We're going to finalize our new onboarding and client process this weekend, and then we've got a client coming on Monday who we will test out the entire project with. Not necessarily a test. It's like we've been onboarding clients for years. It's just like a thoroughbred process that's not necessarily that's like controlled custom, where it's not like thinking from scratch each time. It's like, this is the process, we're going through the process, and can the desired outcome get achieved by only checking the boxes of the process is going to be the question that's being answered. Not can the desired outcome get achieved, but can the desired outcome get achieved by just checking the boxes. So that's what we've got. I'm very excited to dive into that this weekend. Tomorrow will be another manager day, and then the weekend will be maker days, and then we'll be rocking and rolling at the same time. See you there.